Hey, I'm Lizzie from Lizzie's Mystic Connections, and I want to talk about something while I also give you a reading. So, you might be wondering, or you might be watching my videos and going, what is in it for me? What are the benefits for my reading? So, one of the things that I pride myself on is I am not going to give you the answer you want. And you might think, oh, but there is a particular answer. Like, I want a yes. I want to know that I'm going to end up with that person I've been thinking about. But would you rather know now that I'm not going to tell you that it's going to happen or you're going to live happily ever after and for everything to fall apart? Because I definitely don't. And yeah, I do it in a way where sometimes I'm very direct and other times I'm a little bit more softer, especially if I can feel your energy. I will not like that. The other thing you will get is if I get a random word pop in my head or an image pop in my head, I'm going to tell you. It doesn't have to make sense to me. It might not even make sense to you. It might be something that I just mentioned in the reading and you just take it and go, okay, no worries. That is what it is. All right, what else do we have? We do have to start off 10 of Pentacles. For this collective, there's something here about you're wanting to allow yourself be more. So, this one here, you're wanting to be more frugal. Now, I usually don't see the 10 of Pentacles that way, but for this one here, it feels like you might be spending some money, maybe using it willy-nilly. Maybe you're someone who has a lot of debt, afterpay, zip pay, those type of things. Yep, okay, we got a yes. So you are going into the side of things where Ten of Pentacles is telling you this is what you're currently. Oh, I just flipped those. You're trying to be living a life or trying to show you're okay. But this is a time to be frugal. And it's not a case of not going out and stuff, but it's a case of is this going to help you? How much savings do you have in your bank account right now? If you're saying, oh, I've only got $5, yes, for some of you, it's going to be a case that you're not going to be able to. But where can you save money? Where can you reduce spending money? For myself, I found there were subscriptions that I weren't using. So got rid of the subscriptions because what's the point of paying $20, $30 for each month for a subscription that I use once every couple months? That could be something. I'm feeling a lot of it is also about food. So you might be someone who goes out a lot or does a lot of takeaway maybe. Maybe you do a lot of Uber Eats, something like that. The Ace of Swords was a yes to the question I asked, but it is also saying that once you start saving, once you be more frugal with your money, you're going to find that something here is going to be presented to you. It could be in the form of an idea or it could be a form of something bettering your finances. But being frugal is just reminding you that yes, you want to have money coming in and out. You want to have that constant flow, but you also want to have that little nest egg, even if it's $50. So next week, when maybe something unexpected happen, or maybe you're short paid by $50. At least you got that $50 to rely on. And then the next time you put money aside, you make sure that you can. And you're like keeping the mindset of, every time you spend money, money comes back to you tenfold, whatever it is. But the more you're thinking, okay, the money I do spend will come back to me in some way tenfold because it's just an exchange for services or things. This is going to come in. And it could be a case of you might be even going through the motions. There's a card that's just flipped over here. Yep, we got the King of Swords. And you're going to be dealing with a whole new perspective here when it comes to your finances. So this all here, I would not usually see the Ten of Pentacles, and most other readers would tell you the other thing, but I am not going to go with the main reading. I literally kept getting the word frugal. I had to look it up to see if I'm right, and it's like, no, it's literally, I am right. It's not related to this, but trust the process here. And this here for you is going to be coming in the case of, okay, now you've proven that you can actually be wise with your money. You're not spending it on things that are unnecessary, but things that serve you. So obviously, good food within reason, obviously. Good food. Another one could be ways to better yourself. So subscriptions, you might be deciding, okay, instead of paying whatever it is for a subscription to whatever streaming service, maybe you use that to find a personal trainer or something like that, where you go to them once a week or something like that. And they give you tools to build on. So instead of spending that half an hour or 10 minutes even watching TV or whatever, you're using it to be proactive. You're replacing bad habits with good habits, and it's a case of showing that you're shifting into that mindset. And when you're bettering yourself, you're bettering your relationship, not only with money, but also with yourself here. I really love this. I wasn't even sure how this was going to go, especially how the start of this video is. And hey, again, this is the type of thing. I'm going to go with what I am feeling, what messages are coming in. Sometimes they don't make sense to me at all, but they're not meant to make sense to me. They're meant to make sense to the person I'm reading for. And if they don't make sense, we need to dig more. This is just a small insight of what that is for you. Maybe it's something you have been considering. Maybe you haven't been considering at all. Maybe you're happy just given quick little reads every so often. So we got Serena here, and she goes, I am the angel of abundance. You'll receive the money that you need, and God is in charge of how that will happen. Have faith. I love that. I love we were talking about money and yeah. And then we got Azure. Your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith and don't try to force it to happen. Again, I love that. So both of these really resonate with the message for today, and I love it so much because it's such a huge message that the collective's got today. Now, obviously take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you're really thinking, I like having someone who uses their gifts along with cards, maybe that's for you. I do actually do full channeled message, no tools as well. I don't always use tools, mostly for the videos I do. And then from there, if that's something you feel called to, there are so many different booking options. If that's not something for you or something that's not currently in your budget, that is perfectly fine. I appreciate you being here. A like and a comment helps me. Um, the exchange for energy, pretty much. And I hope you have a beautifully blessed and wonderful day. Bye.